Welcome back. This is the video for exercise 6, and this is in continuation to our series of videos about learning Microsoft Word. By the end of this exercise, you will be able to do the following tasks: applying the subscript and superscript formatting to your document, adding mathematical equations to a document. So now we will start our demonstration. See you there. Okay, gentlemen, let us start. I have already typed the text here, and here at the bottom we have the tasks. So first it asks me to save the document, and it gives me the name and in my folder, so we know how to do this. We go to the file, save as, then browse, and from the navigation you choose your document folder or any folder you want, and simply here you type Word as it is given, so I will choose this one. I will change only the number to 6 and click save. Okay, so now in this exercise we have two things to learn: how to make subscript and superscript, and how to write technical equations and mathematical equations. For example, let us start with the subscript and superscript. Now here in this equation, as you can see, I have 1, 3, 7 parentheses and 10, but if you notice 10 is a little bit lower, so we call this subscript. And the same thing in this equation, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, and we have 2 here in this a little bit lower, we call this subscript. Whereas if we pay attention here in 25 times 4 and 3, it's 4 to power of 3. As you can see, the 3 is a little bit up, we call this superscript. So how do we do this in Word? So here I just type this line as an example. Now as you can see here, 10 is like regular text. So if I want to make it like this one, subscript, simply I will select the 10 here, and we have two buttons here. One is for subscript and one for superscript. So I want 10 to be subscript, so I click that one, and all of a sudden 10 become subscript. Again, the same thing for the 2 here. I want it like this one, so simply you select that one. So first you type it as usual, then you select it and you click that button, and it become superscript. Now the same idea here. If I want to make 3 superscript like this one, simply I will select it, and then I click this time this button. It's called superscript. So now it became superscript. So this is how you make a subscript and a superscript in Word. Now let's go to the next topic, which is typing technical equations in Word. Actually, it takes time and practice to type equations, and as you can see here, we have very simple equations, intermediate, and we have advanced equations. But with the practice and more practice, you will get used to these different type of equations. And this is very interesting, especially for those people who are writing technical reports for engineering students, so they will benefit from this function. So let us see how we add or insert a technical equation or mathematical equation. So I will select here, so that this is where I want my equation. Then I go to the insert, and from the insert we have here option for the equation. If we click that row, here we have a built-in equations already there by Word, so you can choose whatever you want from here. But let us assume that my equation is not here in this list. So in that case, if you want to create a new equation from scratch, you just simply click insert a new equation. When you click that button, you will have this box where you can start typing your equation. And if you notice here, when you are in this box, we have here a new tab. It's called Equation Tools, and it is in the design. From here we have different options, and they will be very helpful for us in writing the technical and mathematical equations. So let us start with the first one, which is the simple one. So as you can see here, I have y equal, and we have numerator and denominator, and in the numerator here we have x to the power of 2, and here in the denominator we have z to the power of 3. So how do we start? Now you start simply typing y equal. Now I want here a fraction. You see, I like this one, so I want a fraction. So I will go now to this structure, and I can click the fraction here. I have different type of fractions, so I will choose the one that I want. For example, in this case I will choose this one, and it add me a fraction with 2 squares. Now I will click the numerator here, the square on the numerator. Now again I will type now x to the power 2. So again this is a form of exponential. So again, when I click that square, I go now to subscript or script here, and again I have many varieties here. So the one that I believe I want is this one. So now I have here 2 square. So I will click the first one, and I will, in my keyboard, I will type x, and I will click the upper box, and I will write 2. So you see, now I will do the same thing for the z. So I click the denominator here by mouse, then again script, and again I will choose this one. Now I come back and I click this large box, and I write z, type z, then I click that one and I write 3. You see, now I finish my equation. So now you simply, if you want to make it larger, so simply you click that 3 buttons here, okay, or you can simply select all from inside, and then you can go back home, and you can click this button to increase the font size. So you can increase as much as you click many times, and it will increase that size for you. So this is we finished the first one. Now I will click this one, I will press enter. Now let us do the second one here. It seems a little bit more challenging, but we will try to do it. So again I will go insert and equation, and insert a new equation. Again I will write here, or I will type, sorry, f x, and close the parentheses, and equal. Now as you can see here, we have a square root, and inside the square root I have this fraction, numerator and denominator. So here I want this square root, so simply I go to the structure, and from the radical options here I have many different type of roots. So I think this is the one that I need, so I click that one. Now inside the square root, as you can see, I have a fraction here, so I will simply click that box, and then I go to the fraction, and I choose this fraction type. So you see, now it asks me, it add a fraction inside the square root. Now simply I click the upper box, and I start typing x minus 4, and inside in the denominator here in this box I have x to the power 2. So I select that one, and I go to the script, and this time I will choose this format, superscript. Now simply I will type here, I will click this box here, I will type x, then here 2. So in that case I finish my equation, and simply now I can click outside, and I can press enter. So you see, this is how we create equation. It needs some practice, but when you practice more and more, believe me, it will be easy for you. Now the challenging is this one. It's quite challenging, but let us try to do it. So you see here I have n, then subscript 3 equal, I have a very big parenthesis, and inside it I have a fraction, numerator and denominator, and in the numerator I have summation, and inside I have parentheses, and here I have x to power 2. So it's quite challenging, but believe me, when you practice more and more, it's okay. So let us start from here. I click that one. Again, I will go to the insert and equation, and again I will select here insert a new equation. Now we will start with n and subscript 3. You see here, or sorry, subscript 3, yeah. So I believe we should first go to script, and I think we have to choose this one. You see now it make me 2 boxes here, so I click that one and I write n, I type n, and here I type 3. Now we want to put the equal sign, but the problem now, my cursor is next to the 3, so if I type equal here, the equal sign is next to the 3, but I don't want this one. I want the equal sign a little bit the higher level. So in that case I will use my mouse and I make sure I click here. So you see now the cursor is in the higher level. Now I will type equal. Excellent. Now it is the time to type the left hand side of the equation. First I have a very big parenthesis, so I will choose, I believe, in the parenthesis, I think here from the bracket side, and I think I need this parenthesis, this type of parenthesis. I click that one. Excellent. So it add me a parenthesis, but inside the parenthesis I have a fraction. So first I will click that square, and again I will go to the fraction. I will choose this one. You see, as you progress, your equation is built. So now I have a numerator here, a denominator here. Now I click this box, I will click this box. Now again, in the numerator we have the summation. So we have a summation symbols here, I believe. Yeah, it is here. Again, we have different type of summations. I believe the one that we need is this one. So you click that one. Now in the summation we have again parentheses here, so I click that box. Again I will choose brackets again here, so it add me parentheses, and inside the parentheses I have x to the power 2. So again this one I select that box, and then I go to the script, I choose this one, and I will type here, I will click this one and will type x, and here I click that one by mouse, and this is 2. Now again, now if I type 3 or plus, it will be next to the 2 here. If I type the plus, it will be next to the 2, but I don't want the plus next to the 2, I want it on the lower level. So in that case, again I have to delete that one. I make sure that I click in this area, so that now the cursor is in the right direction. Now I can say plus, and then I type 3. So this is the numerator in the summation. Now in the denominator it is very simple. You just click that one and you just type y plus z and plus 5. And I think this is now clear. So I click outside, I have the equations next underneath each other. Now if you want the equation next to each other, you know, you go to the equation, and from the right hand side we have an arrow here. You click that one, and we have here something called change to inline. So when you click that one, it will be inline, and again the same thing for this one. I will do inline, and again for this one. And now if I come here and press backspace, it will be in the same line. And again, let me click outside here, yeah, and then sorry, and then here, okay, like this. Now if you want the equation to be by itself in a line by itself, so for example if I want this by itself in a line, so in that case I click and I go to the arrow and I say here change to display, not inline. So in that case it will be in its own separate line. So this is the way we type equation, mathematical equation in Word. It needs some practice, but believe me it will be okay with you. Now many students ask me how to add some Greek letters or mathematical symbols in the equation. So for example, suppose I want this x to power 2 is not x, simply click that one, and I want this to be lambda, for example. So in that case, when you click here, if you want to go to the tools, we go to the design, and from here you have many options. This is the basic math, but if I click that one, you have here many options. For example, the Greek letters, the letter-like symbols. You can have all type of symbols that you may need in the mathematical equation. So for example, I want to insert lambda, so lambda I go to the Greek letters, and I have the lowercase and the uppercase. So I want the lowercase, and I think it is here, so this is the lambda, so I can click that one. You see now it asks and insert me lambda here. So now it became lambda to the power 2. So you have many options, and it is very useful, especially for engineering students. I hope this is okay. So let us continue here. It asks you to type your first name, last name. Okay, so we will do this one. So again here, student name, and here student ID, and the section, let us type 3 here. What also it ask me and highlight your okay, so again I will right click. Already we cover this, how to ignore this one. I will select my name and I will click here to highlight it. Okay, then save. What also add to the document. Now task number 4, add to the document diagonal text watermark equations. I think we did this in the previous videos, watermark. So again I will add a watermark. Again we go to the design tab, if you remember, and we go to the watermark. I don't have equations here, so in that case I will go to the custom watermark, and then I will choose text, and I will write here in this text box equations. And it says here diagonal text, so I will keep this diagonal text. I will keep this semi-transparent. Then I say apply, and then OK. So you see now it add this watermark to my document. Okay, let's continue. Add any cover page to your document and fill the required information. Okay, again we did this in the previous videos. I will add a page, cover page. Again we go to the insert and the cover page. From here we have different type of cover, you know. So for example I will choose this one. As you can see, it add a cover page for me, and this became the page number 2. And here I have some text already there, so I will delete this. I don't need this one. And you can type here your name, and I don't want this one. And okay, Suleiman here, and here you can tab document title. I will write equation, and I don't need this one. I will simply delete that one. So this is the cover page for my document, and this is the second page. Excellent. I will save now. Then add any color or texture fill effect to your document using the page color. Again, we did this one in the design. I will go to the page, sorry, not border, to the page color, and you can choose any color you want. As you can see, it changed the color, and this is the way to add the page color to your document. Then it asks me then save the document, and now we click save. So I hope this video was very useful for you, and now you know how to work with the superscript and subscript, and how to type or different type of mathematical equations. Hope this was very useful for you, and I will see you, and we will meet next in our next video. Till that, please stay safe.